The moment is here, you can stop your search. It's Comics by Perch.
Hey everybody, this is Perch. Shit, my house is on fire.
Really?
Yeah.
You should get out of
it.
Okay. No, that wasn't very good.
All right, I don't know what it's late, man. Anyway,
it is.
You're back with us, and I want to talk about 2 new books with you and get your take on it. So, you ready?
Look at you. Probably not, but
you are smirking already. All right. So, we have a new, I want to say, woman-centric title for both Marvel and DC that was announced today. One of them's been announced all week. But, first we have the new Birds of Prey. And this is Kelly Thompson, who has moved to DC now. And not fair, right? That's not fair. Okay. Anyway, I put Joe in an awkward spot. That was my joke, not his, to be clear. She has announced a new Birds of Prey series. It's got Frank Cho covers, so we'll get some boobs out of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but in general, we got series artist Leonardo Romero. And this series is going to include, Black Canary.
Yep.
Right? It's going to include Harley Quinn. It's going to include Batgirl. It's going to include Big Barda and Zealot from Wildcats.
I feel like Zealot's a real curveball.
I think Big Barda is a bit of a curveball.
Well, yeah, Big Barda, but yeah, it's
anyway.
They're both a bit out there.
I'm struggling to kind of imagine a world where we've got Big Barda and Harley Quinn on a team. That seems. Am I just not imaginative enough? That seems odd.
I mean, I don't really get it.
Okay, that's fair.
That's
all you got. Okay,
I don't get it. I mean, I hope it's exciting and fun. I wish, I don't know,
I like Leonardo Romero.
Oh no! I like him. I think Andrea Shea's editing it, and she's great. But when I look at things like this, I think this goes to a problem that I think we've addressed multiple times.
What, on this channel?
Not on this channel, where we constantly talk about something new every time and never go back to any of the old points. But
that's true. What do you think about legacy characers giving up their names?
I feel like if you do a legacy character right. But anyway, so when I look at this sort of thing, I'm like, okay, well, what's the work that was done to make people clamor for Black Canary to have her own book? Because what is happening, and this is not just a DC problem, this is a Marvel and DC, they both do this all the time, is it seems like they just randomly blow smoke off a character or dust off a character, dust them off and put them back out there after they shelve them for anywhere from 2 to 10 years.
Yeah.
And then put them out there, finally, they're back in a miniseries, even though they've barely shown up ever anywhere else in all of these years.
How are you liking the Fire and Ice series, by the way?
Is that out?
I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah.
Maybe it's out. I don't know.
But fine.
But again, same thing. It's okay, you dust them off, and then it gets a bit of a lukewarm response. It gets canceled after anywhere from 4 to 8 issues or something, and then it's oh well, I guess people weren't interested. Instead of being well, maybe next time what we do is we make the character important to another book.
Yeah.
And then we really build out that character, and we give them that moment, and then maybe we do a one shot or a mini series to highlight that character after they're already Maybe they're a really important part of Green Arrow for a long run. We do a few specials with Black Canary, and then we spin Black Canary out into Black Canary and the Birds of Prey again. But there really hasn't been a Black Canary or a Birds of Prey book, and it's not aligning with the release of the movie either.
Right.
This isn't
why would you do that?
oh, well, but if this came out what would it have been, like February, March 2020?
Yeah, right before COVID.
Point, yeah, so fun times.
It's a perfect time to launch a book, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, in hindsight, that worked out, but...
Yeah. You're at home, you're stuck, you have to read.
Yeah, but that's the kind of thing where it's like, there's got to be work. You have to assume no one cares, and you have to make them care and have concrete evidence in your hands on spreadsheets in numbers that show people care.
So you're saying the right way to do it is to take a character, create an event, like say Lazarus Planet, give the character psychic powers, and then put her in a backup story in Superman, and then you got yourself a title.
I think so. I think that's how you got to do it.
That is the way. All right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, it seems in terms of team lineup, though. I by the way, I take your point completely. I think that is a logical way, and that's you see that in other mediums. You tease the character out, and you get some attention. You get people hungry for it, and then you give them more. It's not unlike wrestling, where if you have a new person that comes out, you don't immediately throw them in the main event and start running shows, and then wonder why they failed. You kind of slowly build them up. That seems like more comics should take lessons from Vince McMahon.
Yes, in both his professional and private life.
I agree. Yes, I absolutely agree. The guy's a saint. Anyway, 100%. So in terms of the team, you've got this theme. I agree with you. Zealot's kind of a weird little pick there, but it feels like the Wildcats ingestion into the DC universe has just been odd in general, though.
Yeah, it hasn't been gelling for me, at least. I don't know. Maybe it is for someone, and if that's you, great person. Yeah,
don't be mad.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Let's say fight me, but that apparently gets me into trouble. All right, so let's go to this one. Here's his second title, though. So now we hop over to Marvel.
Okay.
And here is the announcement. Janet Van Dyne, the original Wasp, will return to the Avengers to lead a brand new team of Earth's mightiest heroes in Avengers Inc. from Al Ewing and Leonard Kirk. Avengers Inc. will be blending noir and superheroes, as Janet Van Dyne will engage in a murder mystery with Victor Stone, the alias once used by the Vision, but it won't be the Vision. And they have to find who is murdering somebody, as the Wasp tries to crack the case as a detective in Avengers Inc.
It could be cool. I mean, I'm a big fan of Leonard Kirk. I own some Leonard Kirk original art.
Kirk's great. Yeah. The artists on both these books, by the way, I think are great artists.
Oh yeah, no, hands down. It's an interesting concept. I don't like. This is the thing with these sort of books, because there's all this multiverse stuff and what's in continuity, what's not in continuity. It didn't used to feel like this, but I'm like, is this in continuity? Is this in the past? Is this another universe? Like,
I don't know. Marvel's done less of that than DC, so in theory, everything matters. But the tough part of this announcement, so I read this and I'm like, I don't like it. But then I'm like, well, why don't I like it? Because I like the artist.
Mm-hmm.
Al Ewing is somebody who's hit and miss for me, but this sounds like a book that Al Ewing would do that I would like. So
I agree with that. Yeah.
And then I like the Wasp. I like that they're bringing that character back. I like continuity, and Ewing does tend to maybe almost too much kind of dig into kind of continuity of the Marvel universe and twist it around.
Yeah.
But my gut feeling was I don't like this.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time, and I think this is the paragraph which summed up why I struggle with it. It says, Avengers Inc. takes the beating, buzzing heart of the original Avengers, teams her up with an undead mystery man with an identity so secret even he doesn't know it, and sends them both out to solve the most amazing, fantastic, uncanny whodunits that the Marvel Universe has to offer. It's kind of a classic will they, won't they, crime-solving partnership, or it would be if the will they in question was save the world from, well, that would be telling. See you in September.
That last part really sucked.
It's like they're taking a concept that in theory I should enjoy and just making it really hard to.
It sounded towards the end like so much word salad that you were having a stroke.
Yeah, I had to read that slowly, but I read it as it was written. It's nuts. And I also wonder, and you've heard various pitches before, like not our crappy ones, but real ones. Mm-hmm. But I mean, that's not fair. Actually, our pitches are gold. City of Birds all the way. But it's why in the world, like if you're Marvel right now and you're putting out comics, do you really have the time or headspace to put out a Janet Van Dyne becomes a detective in a noir story and teams up with an alter ego of the Vision who isn't the Vision to solve crimes? Like, is that really the book you want to do at this moment?
I'm not sure how it aligns with what else they're doing, TV, movies, or comics. Like, I don't see where that aligns. I don't know why Avengers Inc. It feels like, why not call it Avengers Noir?
Sure.
You have a noir line, and I feel like that makes it make sense for people and makes it clear what the book is.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's billed in current time, but it's just tough for me to kind of it's like it's too much. It's like the person who's doing this pitch threw in just a bunch like, what if we had Janet? She was a detective and she was with the Vision, but it's not the Vision. They're solving murder mysteries, and we were going to do a gumshoe noir feel to it. And like, there's some point where I would think the editor would be like, all right, let's do 2 of those ideas, but not all 6. Like all 6 together makes it shitty. Yeah.
But also, why Janet and maybe Vision? Why not Scarlet Witch and Vision? I feel like that's what people know at this point. So why not that?
It's an ongoing series, and the story is going to, well, I mean, who knows what it is actually, but I mean, it's a mini series, but we just aren't naming it that yet. But it says the story will revolve around the Wasp and Victor Shade working together to solve mysteries around the Marvel Universe. So it's Scooby-Doo meets noir meets Marvel meets a little bit of horror elements. Also this series will have meta mystery at its heart. What is meta mystery? And does it belong in the linear verse?
Yeah, I feel like DC doesn't talk about the linear verse anymore.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like they tried to quietly move away from it.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Crazy. But I'm thinking about all the laughs we had when we talked about that.
Yeah, that was a good time. Yeah,
that was a good time.
Those are simpler
much
times.
Happier. Yeah, when comics that meant something.
I wasn't miserable back then. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But with this, is meta like them making jokes about like the writer and the artist and stuff? Is that it?
I don't know. Maybe the murders are trying to solve are the readers.
Is this like a She-Hulk thing? Is it that kind of meta?
Do you need meta context in a noir story that's also a detective wasp murder mystery.
But isn't it funny when characters like the Wasp say things like, I don't have enough room in this box. You'll have to wait until the next page for me to finish explaining.
We all do love that, in fairness. That's just
Yeah,
delightful.
it is hilarious. So,
Well, I don't know. Okay, so now you got to pick which book you're picking up. One book. Which book are you picking up? Birds of Prey, Kelly Thompson's Birds of Prey, Al Ewing's Avengers Inc. What are you buying?
I've been DC heavy lately in terms of what I've been picking up. I think I'm more interested in Avengers Inc.
Okay, nice. I like I said, I want to like that one more. I
Yeah.
got tired reading the pitch for it.
No, for sure. Because it can be so many other things still.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, is this going to be one and done mysteries? Is this like an overarching mystery and they get into like 1 to 3 part shenanigans in between like a 12 issue arc? Like
We
what?
can only hope. Yeah.
So like I mean, and I really like Leonard Kirk.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, thank you very much. And so for the people in the comments, I know you're all going to be tempted to say neither, but it's not your money. This is all fictional nonsense, nothing stuff. So what are you buying? You buying Avengers? You buying Birds of Prey? Which one are you buying? Play the game. Just try. Just play along. Play the game. You're not committing to buying anything, or you could buy both. Whatever. But which one appeals to you and why? And what's your deal with it? So Joe, thank you very much. I think I'm going to be on the road now for a little bit, but hopefully I'll catch you between Europe and Japan. How's that sound?
Yeah, that sounds great. And then we'll have to catch up with some of our old buddies.
We've got a long lineup. I know Jim Zub wants to come on and talk about his Conan book, which would be great. Still need to catch up with Kari Andrews, which good. Joe Casey has some things to tell us. You have some people who are also interested in talking to us, right?
Yeah, I mean, Glenn Greenberg wants to come back and talk Superman, which I'm going to love. I got to ask him his thoughts on Super Heart Massage and all sorts of things like that.
For sure.
Absolutely.
And I've been talking to more of the indie creators. There's a couple more that want to talk and just give kind of their story and kind of what they're up to. And I think that's always exciting to hear from those voices too. So, Joe, thank you very much, and I'm going to go put my house out.
Sounds good.